Okay, day 3, we're ready for writing equations, inequalities, and systems. Now, remember, the tricky part of writing equations, inequalities, and systems is that we got to know this vocabulary. Okay, so I posted a quizzes for you guys. It's not due till next Wednesday. Remember, you definitely want to learn this vocabulary. If you can't remember this vocabulary, that's when you're going to use that thinking trick I showed you, and I'll go over it in this problem. Okay, so let's talk about this. So I had a lot of people kind of get frustrated today when I was like, let's think about this question, because they're like, this is easy. It's C. But the thing is, they're not always going to be easy. So we practice on these easy problems so that when we see a difficult one, we know what to do. Okay? So it says, at a restaurant, jars of tomato sauce are stored in boxes in the pantry. Each box contains 8 jars of tomato sauce. A cook uses 2 jars from one of the boxes. Which function shows the relationship between y, the total number of jars, and x, the number of boxes? Now, as I told you in class, I am a 2-highlighter girl. I like to use 2 highlighters. I like to highlight each variable, right? So it says, x is the number of boxes. Okay, why do I care about x being the number of boxes? And y is the total number of jars of tomato sauce, okay? Well, the reason I care for that is because it's going to be, remember, our slope is going to be something per something, and it's per x. So whatever that x is, the number that goes here is what goes in front of my variable. So it says each box contains 8 jars, okay? So 8 jars each box. That means when I write this with my slope, it's 8x. Okay, so it's like 8y per x. And then the 8 is the coefficient. So whatever's in front of the per statement is my coefficient. It's my slope, okay? So that's the reason why we care about these variables, okay? So I know it's not D because D says 6x. And what that would be is if this cook took 2 jars out of every box, which would make him a maniac. Like, who does that? Like, why wouldn't you just take them out of the open box, okay? So this doesn't make sense. Also, it would make him insane. And then he wouldn't get to cook there anymore. Okay, so now when we look, okay, I personally got to the point where I didn't know which of these two it was. And the reason is because it's a very slight difference in the way you think about it. This one says every box has 8, and then I got to take away 2 jars. This one says every box is worth 8, and then I've got 6 extra jars. So this is a really tricky question. It's kind of a jerk move. Okay, so this one, so the way I had to solve this was I had to actually draw a picture, okay? And again, I know you're thinking, Mrs. Deal, this is easy. I know, but I can trick myself into any crazy answer, and so can you when you're looking at STAR. So the strategy I want you to be aware of is I don't want you to be afraid to draw a picture, okay? So I drew 3 boxes stacked up on each other thinking this is what they would look like if they were in the pantry, and then this top one is open, okay? I know it looks like some kind of like crazy robot caterpillar, but that's not what it is. Okay, so this box hasn't been opened. My crazy chef has not opened this one. It's got eight jars in it. This one is also not open. It's got 8 jars in it. Okay, this is the one. It had 8 jars in it, but this dude opened it up and he took 2. So now it's only got 6. Okay, so let's pretend that I am trying to figure out like what kind of equation we have, okay? Well, let's think about this. If I were to make an XY table, if I have only one box, okay, are they going to get rid of an incomplete box? No. That means the box I have has to be this one that's got 6 jars in it. It's got to be, because they're selling if I've only got one box and he took 2 jars from a box, this is the box it's got to be. Okay, if I have 2 boxes, I got this one that the dude stole 2 jars from, and then I've got one box that hasn't been opened. That means I've got 14. Well, once I get to this point, I can stick that in StatCalc 4. And StatCalc 4 will tell me that the equation is 8x minus 2. For those of you who are curious what this problem would look like, this one looks like I have, 8 jars per box, and we took 2 out of one of the boxes. This one looks like I have 8 jars per box, and then I had 6 extras, okay, sitting on the shelf. And uses is kind of what tips the scale towards minus on this one, okay? These are complicated, okay? Or maybe they're not. Maybe I'm overcomplicating them, but whatever, here we are, okay? All right. So this guy here, a grill, and this is a equation that you might see. Here's an inequality that you might see. A grill at a barbecue restaurant will be used to cook sausage links that are 2 pounds each and briskets that are 6 pounds each. No more than 120 pounds of sausage links and briskets will be cooked on the grill. Okay, so first thing again, I'm going to go through, I'm going to highlight. So I have X is sausages, number of sausage links. Sausage links are also 2 pounds each. And then, I have, and that's really all that matters, okay? Now over here, I've got Y is the number of briskets, okay? And briskets are 6 pounds each, okay? So what that tells me is since I highlighted them in the same color, they go together, okay? So that means 2 and X go together. And it means 6 and Y go together, okay? So I shouldn't see 6, I should see 2x. I should see 6y, okay? Just by doing that highlighting and looking, I've managed to eliminate 2 questions, okay? Sorry for all the bouncing and stuff, okay? Now I'm going to look at the inequality sign. And again, I say this because I had some people in class say, well, why couldn't you just jump and say, well, no more than 120? Because a lot of people, if they look at no more than, they forget the no and just say more than, and then they pick this one. Okay? So, we want to make sure that we eliminate everything that we can. And the simplest thing to eliminate is to eliminate letters. That's the first thing you should always be looking for, is what letters go together, what letter and number goes together. Okay? Now, again, some of you are like, I know what no more than 120 is. Great. There are some people that don't. So here's what I want you to do. No, if you get stuck and you're like, I don't know, I'm confused, write no more than 120. Okay, and then I want you to write a greater than, an equal, and a less than. Okay, so if briskets doesn't float your boat, then think of something like that, like I can spend no more than $120 on shoes. Okay? I can have no more than 120 iguanas in my iguana collection. I can have no more than 120 anime movies in my Netflix list. Whatever makes you happy. For me, I think we all know that would be candy. I can have no more than 120 candy bars before I go into diabetic shock. I don't know, but no more than. So I'm going to think about that. So if it's no more than, can it be greater than? Well, no. If I can spend no more than $120 on some shoes, then I can't spend, it can't be greater than that, right? So then I'm immediately going to go cross off anything with a greater than sign. Well, hey, look at that. One answer left, okay? If you get stuck and you can't remember it, and honestly, I would do this regardless because I want to be right, okay? I want to be right and careful. Now, okay, let's go down to this guy. Customer paid for 68 copies at a print shop. Again, you know what? I'm just going to start doing what I do. Like, right? I go find the variables. B is the number of black and white copies. So I'm going to highlight black and white copies. Okay? Okay. C is the number of color copies. I look for the variables. Color copies are 15 cents. Okay? So that means 0.08 goes with B. And 0.15 goes with C. So let's look and see if that gets us anything. 8B. Oh, there we go. That's out. That's out. Okay, great. I eliminated 2 answers. Go me. Now, if the system, they want to know that you can match the variable to the coefficient. They also want to know that you can match the totals together, right? So I have a total of $6 and I have a total of 68 copies. So something's got to add up to $6 and something's got to add up to 68 copies. Well, this is money, and this is money. Well, when I add money and money together, I got to get money, okay? I can't take 2 giraffes out into a field. 2 giraffes can't, like, get together and have a hippopotamus baby, okay? You can't put 2 things together that aren't the same and put 2 things together and get something different. If I put money and money together, I got to get money. If I put copies together, black and white copies and color copies, I should get this room. Seriously, hold on, I got to pause. All right. One classroom light dance later, I'm back, okay? So this right here is what I was missing. So these are in the wrong place, and that's why the answer is D, okay? This one over here is kind of similar, okay? Again, for this one, I'm going to be doing the same thing, okay? For this one, it's 3 large candles and 4 small candles. So 3, again, I got to highlight, okay? So large candles are X. So I got 3 large and 1 large. So 3X and 1X. Well, that didn't help me at all, dang it. Okay, well, 3 large and 4 small go together. And that's a plus sign in between them. Okay, this is a plus sign right here. So I should have 3X plus 4Y. This one doesn't have 3X plus 4Y. This should be a plus, that should be an equal. This should be a plus, that should be an equal. So these two are out. Okay? Now, it says, again, I'm not even writing equations. I'm just thinking logically. There's so many questions you can get right on star just by thinking. Okay? It says a customer paid $4 more than the first customer. So the second one is 4 more than the first one. Okay. Is this more than that? Yup. Is that more than that? No. It's got to be C. Okay? You can just use logic. Okay? And for the exponential growth and decay questions, what you got to be thinking about it. So that you have to be thinking, is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller? Okay? So first you got to do, again, what did we say to write down? Start times change to the x. Now in this case, they all have the same start value of 1,024, so that didn't necessarily help us. But it says, in each round, half the players are eliminated. So that means the number of players is decreasing. That means my change value has to be less than 1. Well, it can't be A and it can't be C because they're not less than 1. It says half the players are eliminated. Well, 50% is half, that's 0.50. Okay? I mean, this one down here, start times change to the x. I don't even know what's going on, but here's what I know. These two are wrong because the exponent should be x for these. Because if I'm increasing per year by 1%, it's exponential growth, and the exponent should be an x. And it says increased. Well, increased means my change value should be greater than 1, which means it's not that. I mean, so again, if we just think, remember, there's 2 ways to get the right answer. I can find the right answer. I can find the 3 wrong answers. Both of those will get me where I need to be. Okay? So that's all I got for you. Practice the words, and hopefully that'll get you there.